Once upon a time, in a little town surrounded by mountains, there was a boy who sat alone at school. His name was Sami and he had no one to play with. One day when he was eating his lunch under a tree, he heard a gentle voice saying, "Hi." He looked around and saw no one. "Hello," he said timidly, thinking he might be hearing things. "Hi, do you want to be friends?" The voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Startled, Sami dropped his sandwich. "Who's there? Who said that?" He cried out, looking around in all directions, but no one answered. So he started to think that maybe he had been hearing things. As he ate his lunch, he kept hearing the voice. "What's your name?" "My name is Sami," the voice replied. "Do you want to play with me?" "Sure," Sami said, smiling broadly. As he talked and laughed with this new friend, he felt happier than he had ever felt before. The thing was, no one could see or hear this friend except for Sami. At first, he didn't mind. In fact, he enjoyed having someone to talk to. But as the days went by, he began to feel sad again because the other children still didn't want to play with him. They would run past him without even saying hello. And when they did speak to him, it was only to tell him to stop playing or go away. One day, as Sami was leaving school, he heard the gentle voice say, "Come on, let's go play by the river." But Sami stopped in his tracks. "I don't want to play anymore," he said dejectedly. "Why not?" asked the voice. "Because I'm tired of playing by myself." "I wish I had a friend to play with," Sami sighed. The voice was silent for a moment. Then it said softly, "Then I will be your friend." Sami jumped up and down excitedly. "Oh, thank you," he said. "Let's go play." But as he walked away, he heard the voice growing fainter and fainter until he could barely hear it anymore. Sami tried to call out to his friend, but his friend didn't answer. So he ran as fast as he could to catch up with him. When he finally reached him, he was very angry. "Why are you ignoring me?" he shouted. "I'm not ignoring you," the voice replied calmly. "You were the one who wanted to play by yourself, and I'm always here with you, but I don't want to play by myself," Sami cried. "I want to have a real friend. Someone who can see me and play with me, someone who can laugh and talk with me and have fun with me." The voice was silent for a moment. Then it said softly, "Well, if that's what you want, then I can't help you. I'm sorry." With that, the voice disappeared. Sami was so upset that he threw himself on the ground and started crying. As he cried, he wished that he had listened to his friend. Now he had lost him. Sami sat there for a long time until the sun began to set. Then he slowly got up and walked home. When he arrived home, he went straight to his room and climbed into bed. As he lay there in the dark, he thought about what his friend had said. "If you want a real friend, then I can't help you." Maybe his friend was right. Maybe he needed to make a real friend, someone who could see him and talk with him. But how could he do that? He was just a lonely boy who had no one to play with. As he lay there thinking about his problems, he suddenly heard a knock at the door. He jumped out of bed and ran to answer it. When he opened the door, he saw a group of children standing there. "Hi, Sami," they said. "We wanted to invite you to play with us tomorrow." "Oh, really?" Sami asked. "Yes, we were just going to the park to play, and we thought you might want to come with us," one of them said. "Oh, I'd love to," Sami stammered. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. After all this time, they finally wanted to play with him. But why just then? One of the children spoke up. "We saw you helping that little girl today, and we thought you were pretty cool," he said. Sami blushed. "Oh, well, I just saw her sitting by herself at lunchtime, and I thought maybe she wanted to play with me," he said shyly. The children nodded. "That's why we wanted to ask you to play with us tomorrow," one of them said. "Okay, great," Sami replied. "I'll be there." With that, the children went home. As Sami stood there watching them leave, he couldn't help but smile. He knew that his friend had helped him make these children want to be his friend. If he hadn't shown kindness to the little girl, they wouldn't have wanted to be his friend. And if he hadn't been kind to her, she wouldn't have been happy. As he thought about all this, he felt a gentle presence beside him. He turned around and saw his friend smiling at him. "Thank you," Sami whispered. His friend smiled back. "You're welcome," he said. "I'm glad you found some real friends. That's what I wanted for you. But you're my friend, too," Sami said. His friend shook his head. "No, you don't need me anymore." "You're a good boy, Sami. You don't need an imaginary friend like me." With that, the friend began to fade away. "Wait," Sami called out to him. "Don't go." But his friend didn't listen. He just kept fading away until he was nothing but a memory. Sami was sad to lose his friend, but he was also happy that he now had real friends. From that day on, he never forgot what his friend had taught him. He always remembered to be kind to others because you never knew when they might need your help. And he also learned that good intentions always come back to you. So if you want to have a friend. Be kind, helpful, and friendly to everyone you meet. And who knows, they might just become your best friend. The end.